सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् पुराणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणाचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय सुखब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादि ऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादि ऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादि भक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो मत्स्यावतारेभ्यो श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। ओम आद्य शंकराचार्य वर्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंधः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपम स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ सप्तदशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। हरि ओम। श्रीभगवानुवाच फ्रॉम मंत्र 9 लेट अस चैंट। ओम धर्म्य एष तव प्रश्नः नैश्रेयसकरो नृणां वर्णाश्रमाचारवतां तमुद्धव निबोध मे। आदौ कृतयुगे वर्णः नृणां हंस इति स्मृतः कृतकृत्याः प्रजा जात्या तस्मात् कृतयुगं विदुः। वेदः प्रणव एवाग्रे धर्मोऽहं वृषरूपधृद उपासते तपोनिष्ठाः हंसं मां मुक्तकिल्बिषाः। त्रेतामुखे महाभाग प्राणान् मे हृदयात् त्रयी विद्या प्रादुरभूत् तस्याः अहमासं त्रिगुरुन्मखः। विप्रक्षत्रियशूद्राः मुखबाहुरुपादजाः वैराजात् पुरुषात् जाता य आत्माचारलक्षणाः। गृहाश्रमो जघनतः ब्रह्मचर्यं हृदो मम वक्षस्थानाद्वने वासः न्यासः शीर्षणि संस्थितः। वर्णानाम् आश्रमाणां च जन्मभूम्यनुसारिणीः आसन् प्रकृतयो नॄणां नीचैर्नीचोत्तमोत्तमाः। शमोदमस्तव शौचं सन्तोषः क्षान्तिरार्जवं मद्भक्तिश्च दया सत्यं ब्रह्म प्रकृतयस्त्विमाः। तेजोबलं धृतिः शौर्यं तितिक्षौदार्यमुद्यमः स्थैर्यं ब्रह्मण्यतैश्वर्यं क्षत्रप्रकृतयस्त्विमाः। आस्तिक्यं दाननिष्ठा च अदम्भो ब्रह्मसेवनम् अतुष्टिरर्थोपचयैः वैश्यप्रकृतयस्त्विमाः। शुश्रूषणं द्विजगवाम देवानां चाप्यमायया तत्र लब्धेन सन्तोषः शूद्रप्रकृतयस्त्विमाः। अशौचम् अनृतं स्तेयं नास्तिक्यं शुष्कविग्रहः कामः क्रोधश्च तर्षश्च स्वभावोऽन्तेव सायिनाम्। अहिंसा सत्यमस्तेयम् अकामक्रोधलोभता भूतप्रियहितेहा च धर्मोऽयं सार्ववर्णिकः। द्वितीयं प्राप्यानुपूर्व्यात् जन्मोपनयनं द्विजः वसन् गुरुकुले दान्तः ब्रह्माधीतजाहुतः। मेखलाजिनदण्डाक्ष ब्रह्मसूत्रकमण्डलोन जटिलो धौत जटिलो अधौत तद्वासः रक्तपीठः कुशान् ददत्। स्नानभोजनहोमेषु जपोच्चारे च वाग्यतः न छिन्द्यान्न करोमाणि कक्षोपस्थगतान्यमे रेतो नावकीर्यज्जातो ब्रह्मव्रतधरः स्वयम् अवकीर्णेव गाह्याप्सु यथा सुस्त्रिपदीं जपेत अग्न्यर्काचार्य गोविप्र गुरुवृद्धसुरान् शुचिः समाहितः उपासीत सन्ध्ये च यतवाग्जपन्न आचार्यं मां विजानीयात् नावमन्येत कर्हिचित् न मर्त्यबुद्ध्या सूयेत सर्वदेवमयो गुरुः सायं प्रातरुपानीय भैक्षं तस्मै निवेदयेत् यच्चान्यत् अस्त्यनुज्ञातम् उपयुञ्जीत संयतः शुश्रूषमाण आचार्यं सदोपासीत नीचवत यानशय्यासनस्थानैः नातिदूरे कृताञ्जलिः एवं वृत्तो गुरुकुले वसेद् भोगविवर्जितः विद्या समाप्यते यावत् बिभ्रद्व्रतमखण्डितम् यद्यसौ छन्दसां लोकम् आरोक्ष्यन् ब्रह्मविष्टपम् गुरवे विन्यसेत् देहं स्वाध्यायार्थं बृहद्व्रतः अग्नौ गुरावात्मनि च सर्वभूतेषु मां परम् अपृथग्धीरुपासीत ब्रह्मवर्चस्व्य कल्मषः स्त्रीणां निरीक्षणस्पर्श सल्लापक्षेडनादिकं प्राणिनो मिथुनीभूतान् अगृहस्थोऽग्रतस्त्यजेत शौचमाचमनं स्नानं सन्ध्योपासनमार्जवं तीर्थसेवाजपो स्पृश्य अभक्ष्याहम् असम्भाष्यवर्जनम् सर्वाश्रमप्रयुक्तोऽयं नियमः कुलनन्दन मद्भावः सर्वभूतेषु मनोवाक्काय संयमः एवं बृहद्व्रतधरः ब्राह्मणोऽग्निरिवज्ज्वलन् मद्भक्तस्तीव्रतपसा दग्धकर्माशयोमलः अथानन्तरमावेक्षन् यथा जिज्ञासितागमः गुरवे दक्षिणां दत्त्वा स्नायाद्गुर्वनुमोहितः गृहं वनं वोपविशेत प्रव्रजेद्वा द्विजोत्तमः आश्रमादाश्रमं गच्छेत् नान्यथा मत्परश्चरेत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चत कर्हिचित् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितेः अथ सप्तदशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच हरि ओम। भगवत गुरु चरणों में प्रणाम। It is their grace only which is keeping us on the track. More we are tuned to them with that gratitude and devotion, more blessings come. And the deepest blessings in our life from the Guru and God is totally, fully taking up and committed for the spiritual sadhana and goal. And that is ultimate. And further, whatever the understandings required, convictions required, that again Bhagavan only is providing to us through all this study of Shastras every day. And because of the misunderstandings, bhavana, asambhavana, viparita bhavanas are so many in us, therefore repeated listenings it takes. Lot of listenings it takes. But like disease is very serious, medicines are so many given, But every medicine is little by little working. In the same way, every class, ever, oh, is it like that? Every thought of this sort is helping us in making us understand and change our orientation. And to want to more conspicuously get the benefit, then we have to be more deeply involved, not only in listening, but in Mananam Chintanam. And after the conviction, we have to take it up as an experimentation. Let me try and do this sadhana and see whether the results come, whether what Guru Shastra says is right or not. If that attitude of total application is there, we do it also and we get the result also. Else, this is the way you slowly keep on listening, start adding to oneself the mananam also. And whatever with mananam we got conviction, one or two values, one or two upasanas, one or two japa, one or two slokas taking for meditation. In this way, slowly, steadily, gradually, but definitely we all grow. All said and done, most important is never leave the understanding giving our satsangas. Okay. Now, in this 17th chapter, Srimad Bhagavad Maha 11th Skandha, Bhagavan has taken up the topic of the Varna Dharma and Ashrama Dharma as asked by Uddhavji. And it's very, very essential for all of us to know both in our life, doing which we and the world are at loss, and doing which we and the world are at benefit. That by which we also are at loss, that by which the world also is at loss. That type of attitudes, that type of misunderstandings, that type of relativities, that type of actions, all of them fall in the category of adharma. And anything by which we help ourselves to grow outside and inside and help the world also to grow, that is called as dharma. Now, instead of searching all of them, the rishis, munis, gurus, with their own kindness on us, have culled out and given to us in the form of shastras in which these dharma and adharma are given. So study dharma, shastra and find what are dharma, dharma according to varnas and ashrama. Just follow them. Then what we said, the four things: my own outer prosperity, inner evolution; world's outer prosperity, total world's spiritual evolution. All the four things will be achieved. That is called sanatana dharma. Sanatana dharma is that when practiced, individual grows materially, individual evolves spiritually. Totality grows materially, totality grows spiritually. That's the completeness of life. That's how Sanatana dharma is the only thing which is so beautiful and complete. Now, when Uddhavji asked, Bhagavan said, in Kruta Yuga, only one dharma, that was Hamsa, and only one Veda, that is Omkara, and only dharma, that was Vrishabha, just watching Vrishabha, serving the fields and relaxing. So, too, they were doing their minimum work to live the livelihood, remaining time relaxing in their own meditation. All were Shuddha Antakarana. Therefore, the division of people in Varna and Ashrama and giving them too many dharmas were not required at all. Mind you, right now only will say all the Varnasana dharmas are to be practiced for us to eject out of the particular system of bondage. Once we become highly purified, qualified with the practice of all of them, we have to take up only one dharma called as Paramatma Jnana. So this was about the Kruta. And in Treta Yuga, Bhagavan said that he himself from his own heart has expressed as both the Trayi Vidya of Rugyeju Samaveda and this Trayi Vidya ko educate करने वाले होता अध्वर्य उद्गाता, where karma pradhanata or yajna pradhanata is there, the attitude of yajna. We want more, we will work together invoking the Lord through this variety of yajnas that are there. Treta is yajna pradhana always. So there we came yesterday. Treta mukhe he mahabhaga me pranat hrudayat trayi vidya pradurabhotu tasya hamasam trivrit makha. Then he said, then onwards only the division of the Varna and Ashrama happened, and that all four divisions, as I explained to you yesterday pictorially, from Bhagavan's Virat Rupa only in a subtle form, as if these four Varnas and four Ashramas have came and entered into the human system. Like that you can imagine. Means depending on the gunas predominant in them of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, as we explained yesterday, from the Lord, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, they have as if entered into the beings and they became like that. Pictorially, you can imagine. That's what he depicted here. What did he say? Vipra, Kshatriya with Shudraha. These four are the Varna: Vipra Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vit and Vaishya, Shudraha, Shudra, Mukha Bahu Uru Pada Jaha. From my Mukha, the mouth, Bahu the hands, Uru the thighs, Pada from the feet, Jaha, they are born. From where? Me, the Vairajat Purushat Jata. Ya Atma Achara Lakshanaha. According to the Gunas predominant, they are tempted to live life like that. So, there are two versions here. People who are living life with these Gunas are categorized as of this Varna. And after this system is set, after some time, therefore, these Varna people will have these type of Gunas and Karma. पहले गुणों के कारण कर्म, कर्मों के कारण गुण. So here it is said, ya atma achara lakshanaha vairajat purushat jataha. Atma achara lakshanaha means they have their own achara vyavahara. According to that, these four categories, as if labels were sent by the Lord. So you are living like that because you are gunas, you are brahmana, you are kshatriya, you are vaishya, you are shudra. Vairajat purushat jata. These are four varna. Same way in the four ashramas also, systematizing. Four ashramas are according to the age, but not necessary. But in that ashramas also, there are niyamanishta and dharmas are there. That dharmas, niyamanishtas, with which the ashramas also are there. Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. These four also have come out of the Paramatma's Deha only and entered into the human beings. Then you can imagine, you can feel it. I'm only just pictorially depicting. Just imagine it. Suddenly those things entered into them. Then they recognized, I am Brahmachari, these are my duties. I am Grahastha, I am Vanaprasthi, Sannyasin. So these are my things. Then let me leave them. It went on for a long time. But then later on, people, any greatest thing also done for a long time, slowly you get somewhat mechanical about it. It loses its value. By the time the powerful Maya never goes away from human life, so it shows its own effect of pulling us down where we compromise with all these dharmas. This is what the thing said by Uddhavaji in the beginning. Oh Lord, you already taught these dharmas, but in Kala they are all lost. Sakalene hamahata yoga nashtaha parantapa. Now, what are the four places of the Lord from where four ashramas came? The Gruhashrama Jagannataha. From the waist part, Gruhashrama. Brahmacharyam Hrudomama. From the Hrudaya of the Lord, the Brahmacharya Ashrama with all its dharmas which are going to be spoken now have come out. Vakshasthanad Vanevasaha. From the Vakshasthana of the Lord came the Vanavasa Ashrama. Nyasaha Shirshani Samsidaha. On my head are the sannyasis seated. Or from my head, the sannyasa dharma lakshanas have come. So that means why it is said so? Varna ashramas all are expression of Paramatma only. From him only came. They came. When practiced, main question don't forget. When Varna ashramas dharmas are practiced, we become qualified for the Paramadharma called as Bhakti, which is already taught in the earlier chapters. With that Bhakti, God's grace, by His grace, the clarity of understanding about what is truth, reality, what is Maya, what is Jagat, why it is Mithya, why Jiva is also unreal, why Dvaita is unreal, why only Ekamevadvayam Brahma is real, all that is understood. And also the position of all the lokas intermediate which are mentioned in all Puranas, how real they are, to what extent they are real and how they help us. ये सारे विषय स्पष्ट रूप से समझ में आते हैं ज्ञान के बाद, जो भक्ति के बाद मिलेगा. और वो भक्ति हम जब वर्णाश्रमाचार से अपने आप को अंतःकरण को शुद्ध करते हैं. तो after saying so from the Mukha, Bahu, Uru, Pada, four Varnas came, and from the Jagana Bhaga, the Hridaya Bhaga, the Vaksha Bhaga and Shiro Bhaga, four ashramas came. Now, Bhagavan first will explain the Varna Dharma. Then he'll talk to us about the Ashrama Dharma. In this chapter, Brahmacharya Grahastha Ashram hoga, Vanaprastha Sannyas ityadi, aage ja karke. So, what are the four Varnas and their duty? Dharma, to be done in your own interest. As we said yesterday, when Dharma is practiced, I am helped. When Dharma is practiced, the system imposed by the Lord is followed, therefore he is also happy. When the Dharma is practiced, society also is helped. तीन वे. and we become purified, we are promoted to the next stage of evolution, where the intellect is made more sharper and subtler, and more sattva and more deeper understandings. Let us see what are the Brahmana Varna Lakshana. Says Shamodamastapah Shaucham Santoshah Kshantirarjavam Madbhaktischadaya Satyam Brahma Prakrutayastvimah. These are the Prakritis of Brahmana. Brahmana is mainly Adhyatmika oriented. He should study Vedas, he should explain the Vedas, he should live the Vedas, he should experience what is said, the Tattva in the Vedas, he should not become example for others to look up to. Brahmana looks up to the Vedas, and through Veda to Paramatma. All other three Varnas should look up to him for guidance as well as for the goal. He is the goal and he is the guidance, and his blessings we seek. That way he should behave. And in that, the first thing is Shamo Damaha. The Shamaha, the Mano Nigraha, Damaha, the Indriya Nigraha. Be attentive. When I practice as a Brahmana, Shama and Dama, outside I will not be insulted by anybody. I'll be respected and revered. देखो ब्राह्मण कितने अपने मन इंद्रियों पे पूरे निग्रह करते हैं. So let us also learn from him. And when I do Shama and Dama, with which my mana indriya are nigrahita, because mana nigrahita, don't misunderstand people, I don't fight with them. Because the indriya nigraha is dana, I'm not a too much competitor to the world to covet the things, therefore they are happy with me. Inside also, when Shama Dama are truly understood and practiced, the amount of self-respect and self-confidence which we gain, which we spoke yesterday in our morning ABCD class, is inexplicable. Only thing here we have to pause and ponder. A lot of times we talk this topic is that conviction has to click to us in both ways. First, it is non-control of Indriya Mana that we are destroying ourselves. It is only the control of Indriya Mana by which all our Dharma, Artha, Kama one side and Moksha other side is fulfilled. That thing has to come to us. And then where do we stand? What do we want? Is that want is right or not? Further, what is the righteous way of achieving that? When this clarity is there, accordingly perform, then we are in the Shamadama Sthiti. It only has to click. Shamadama Vyakti doesn't mean he doesn't involve in the world. He is not using Indriyas and the mind. ऐसा नहीं है. इसने दमा किया इंद्रियों का निग्रह doesn't mean that he will not eat. Like a sugar patient. Doctor says when the sugar is too much, stop eating sugar. But then after little normalcy is said, he says little it will take, otherwise sugar be down okay, mari jaoge thuma. Therefore, he says as a medicine little. So control of sugar for control of diet doesn't mean totally you give up, but you must see that your parameters are not growing, which will affect all the vital organs. Life is at jeopardy. Is it not? In the same way, that should click to us. What is like Brahmana, I said. Second thing we talk. When he has got Shamadama, he is liked by the people, loved by the people, respected by people, taken as example by people. Within him also, what is required for the deep study of the Shastras is stamina, tremendous inside, energy inside. All that energy is leaking out through senses and mind. How can he study those Shastras? How can he do all his japas, his upasanas? So, hoga hi nahi wo. Therefore, necessarily he will do that because his goal is that. Because the goal is forgotten, Brahmanatva is gone, therefore Shamadama are gone, they were totally fallen nowadays. But ideally spoken, is now compulsion on Brahmana to be Shamadama, because by choice he will do Shamadama, because he has to do. Like you and I, like Brahmana, reading, study Shastras every day, and we want to deeply understand them. We know how much of time required, stamina required for it. Then should we waste our time? Will we waste our time in unwanted talks, in unwanted readings, in unwanted watchings? Obviously, we become Shamadama. Not only Shamadama putting off TV at the time of class, but otherwise also, if little common sense rises, we understand this is polluting my mind, this is distracting my mind, this is impurifying my mind. I don't want it. Let me understand my Mandukya Upanishad deeply. Let me understand my Bhagavatam more deeply. Let me enjoy, revel in Ramayana, Tulsi and Valmiki Ramayana. This is how you naturally do Shamadama. Shamadama is a natural thing done. When we have a higher goal, deeper goal, sublime goal, divine goal. Brahmana is he, threaded or non-threaded. Those days threaded, this time anybody. Shamadama. Now, third one, his mind also is fully energized and his accomplishment, his goal is also accomplished of whatever Shastras has to be studied. And through Brahmana alone, Paramatma expresses more mainly to guide the world in knowledge. Bhagavan expresses as power through the Kshatriya. But Kshatriya should have the knowledge as to how to rule. The word Brahmana comes always on the top. So through them again, Bhagavan only works. So Bhagavan के लिए एक equipment में मिल गया. His own goal of seeking the God also fulfilled. His own inner mind is full of energy and regret, guiltlessness, confidence. Outside also, world is happy. With what? When he practices Shamadama. Doesn't mean other Varnas should not practice them. They also must. But he must. If he practices, he can be example to others. If he doesn't do others, he take him as example. Brahmane Shamadam nahi kar rahe, main kyun karu? Is it not? So Shamodamaha. Then third one is what? Tapaha. The Brahmana will have to go through all the austerities, tapasyas, the Shastrokta tapasyas, and also his own chosen tapasyas of withdrawing again himself from all temptations or indulgences. And in tapasya, the main tapasya Brahmana is self-inflicting difficulties of vratas, upavasas, getting up early morning every day throughout life before the sun gets up, taking bath and doing all the things. This is tapasya. Sitting for hours together for japa dhyana, then only the subtlety comes. So all those shastrokta tapasyas, all those tapasyas, as he has to sustain himself as Brahmana, whatever have to be done, he should go through. One of the tapasya is whatever the things, whether it's getting or not, with whatever that is, he should be contented. That's also tapasya. So Shamodama tapaha shaucham. Brahmana should practice Vachika Sharirika, means Bahya Abhyantara Shaucha. Bahya Shaucha is all the place where he is staying. Abhyantara Shaucha is from the Deha onwards, Vani Mana Ityadi. At the Vani level, other than Namah Shivaya Narayana Om Sri Matre Namaha, no thought should come, no speech should come. In the mind also, how to please Lord, how to propitiate Lord, how to discover Lord, how to understand Lord. This only should go on. It is called as Manasika Shaucham. Bauddhika Shaucham is that thinking about the truth. Outside also, imagine my house is visited by all rishis, munis. So, Sukshma Rup mein, my house should be visited by all the devatas. So, they should find a comfort and solace. For that, outer Shaucha are maintained. The Shaucha of the plants which you, Shaucha of the Rangoli which you do it, the Shaucha nice writings you do, nice pictures you put, and all your Agarbatti, Dhupa, Dhipa, all of that adds to the Shuchi. Just like when Hanumanji went to Lanka in Tulsi Ramayana, Rama Yuda Ankita Gruha Shobha Varena Jahi Navatulasica Burundataha Deki Harasha Kabirai. Kabi was so happy. Iha Kaha Sajjana Karavasa, Lanka Nisjar Nikarivasa. फिर भी मैं आई विल मेक अ फ्रेंडशिप विद हिम हटी करी मित्रता करूं साधु ते होई न कार्य हानि साधु ते होई न कार्य हानि and see that beautiful thing. So to our house also, when we maintain outer suchi, outside all these satpurushas, sadpurushas come. Inside also, when we maintain the suchi, the subtle devatas will dawn into us, will shower their blessings. These are all experiences. When you do, you get them. And only thing is, you have to regard, respect all these values and practice. Shamodamas tapas shaucham ho gaya, santosha. Already just mentioned, always in that mood of contentment with whatever he has got. He is the quality of Brahmana. Asantoshi Brahman nahi hona chahiye. Jo bhi hai. And a lot of sublime things. Only one thing I add, the Brahmana is he who should depend only on the Lord, not on anybody else. Lord only gives you through somebody. The moment the Lord knows that you are becoming matter oriented, forgetting him, immediately the Bhagavan withdraws the matter sending. Then you should realize that Bhagavan ne kuch dena kam kiya, matlab he wants me to attend to him. When you start attending to him intensely, for fulfilling that work, again he sends things through the people. The moment you see the things, if you consider that all of them are for serving the Lord, your mind is always pure. Therefore, the richness, plentiness will be always there, even for Brahman. Whether kam bhi hai, zyada bhi hai. Two rules for Brahmana. One, he should be contented. Second, all that should be used only for the Lord. In that already rule number 1, rule number 2 already follows. That is Shamadama. He cannot lose control of senses and mind because he has got plentiness. If he has got the plentiness of the things, he will use it for the mandira purpose. Every day he puts one small tulsi mala. If he has got more dakshina, he will make a big garland of lotus only for the Lord. Every day is making only one naivedyam. That day he has got little more dakshina given. He'll make 2 naivedyam tomorrow and give as prasad to all. In that way, whatever comes, he lives in his limits, uses all resources for the Lord. He is very safe. That he can do when he is santosha. Santosha means what? These are minimum required. Beyond that, only desire. I will not enter into that zone because that is endless. It will take away all my brahmanatva, all my jivana resources and time. I will not go. That's called santosha. Like you have 3 people at home, 3 चेयर बैठने के लिए, गेस्ट 4, संतोष. देयर शुड बी नो फिफ्थ चेयर. कम वाट में कोई 500 बंदा है तो यू गिव योर चेयर और मेक हिम सिट ऑन द ग्राउंड. Like that, any example, just sporadically that example came. Santosha is what? Knowing what minimum we need, living only in that, even though we have resources more. Santosha is not out of compulsion. कुछ ने कुछ दिया नहीं. No. I'm a rich person. I can have 10 sabji per hour every time in my dining. But it's not नहीं required ना. खा के थोड़ी मरना है तुमको. You need one दाल सब्जी रसम दही. इतना काफी है साउथ इंडियन है तो. That's called संतोष. Every moment that's संतोष. Like you are so rich that you can wear a dress of 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, but still that's not required according to your size, according to your season and all. Therefore, 3-4 हजार में हो गया. That's called संतोष. Santosha is not that meagerness, and Santosha is not lacking. You have plenty, but you know what is minimum required. More than that, you stick to that. I need car to travel. So for my travel from my home to office is hardly 10-20 kilometers. This car of 10-12 lakhs, 50 lakhs with little comfort is over. You can afford the 3 crore ka car lagaya. That is called asantosh. What is minimum required? Stick to that. Extra resource use for the world. I'm just giving the explanation about what is the meaning of contentment. Beautiful thought it is. Like my tongue needs this much taste, this much quantity of food. हो गया, बाकी बहुत वहाँ है, लेकिन मैं संतुष्ट हूँ. In your house you can see sometimes such guests come. You arrange so many things. They say, वो एक दो खाकर कहते हैं, मैं content हो गया हूँ. And you tell him, भाई ये भी मैंने बनाया आपके लिए, कहते ना वो खाकर मेरा contentment चला जाएगा. I'll eat it next time. If he says like that, then understand that he is in santosha. If he takes more and more greedy, he understands that he is a greedy person only. And if he says, इतना खाया हूँ बाकी नहीं खा सकता हूँ, प्लीज पैक करके देना, अंडरस्टैंड इज बाबा जी. हाँ, आश्रम में सबको बांटूंगा, मेरे को तो नहीं चाहिए. यू अंडरस्टैंड? संतोष. सुषमोदम तपस्तौ शौचम संतोष, then kshanti. Chant is the word. All these we spoke yesterday, day before in our ABCD classes, the power series. Mein Shanti, Brahmana should be the embodiment of patience and forgiveness. Kshama guna. Kshama is patience, Kshama is forgiveness. They go together. When you have patience to forbear the inflictions caused by others, then only you have the heart to forgive. He should be exemplary to others. And what are the reasons for kshama or forgiveness? Only one. Unless I deserve by prarabdha, nobody inflicts problems to me. Second, even if I don't deserve, if it is coming from samishti prarabdha, it is only to strengthen me, to withstand to all that. More than that, am I getting flooded in that, or am I strongly holding on to? Like more dangerous thing comes outside, the child holds more firmly his mother. In the same way, hold more firmly the Lord to train in us the inflictions problems come. In this way, receiving that non-reaction outside is called kshama, forgiveness. Kshama means forgiveness, kshama means patience, kshamata means from these two only the capacities come. If you don't forgive, you always remember in the mind whatever others have done, then you will sit for japa puja. वही चीज आपको याद आता रहेगा. You can never concentrate. You have to forgive yourself, you have to forgive others, you have to forget all past that is dead and gone. Little learn from it, move ahead, move ahead, move ahead. Shanti, Kshama Gunam. पाँच पाँच घंटे बैठकर पूजा करते हो लोग, हम उठकर बीच में चाय पी के आते। Is it not? That's called Kshama, the patience there till the puja is over. In some Brahmotsavas or even temple celebrations, the Kshama, they don't get up from the asana for 4 hours. Every exhaustive pujas or parayanas are done. That's called Kshanti. Oh, that is patience aspect. And the Kshanti, the forgiveness aspect is what? Yeah, people, the world is like that, people are like that. Never mind, they are ignorant. It is Lord's Leela. Let me not take anything that way serious. याद रखो जब तक जिंदा है, the physical ailments, okay, the psychological commotions, then hurting of our ego through humiliation, insults, nobody can escape. Nobody can escape. And the more you become public, the more you are prone for them. How much of a great figure you may be in the world outside, with all your honesty, there are some people to find some faults and then they have their own opinions. Don't you see nowadays because of media and all these fast moving communications and all, कोई भी स्पेयर नहीं इस दुनिया में. हम अपने अच्छाई ही हमारे लिए एक प्रूफ है कि हम क्या है, तो बाकी दुनिया तो कहता ही है, दुनिया है ही कहने के लिए. Therefore, kshanti, kshama. If that guna is not there, both forgiveness and patience, we will lose all our inner stamina and energy. And this much commitment, conviction, commitment, कि मैं जो भी मुझे कोई भी कुछ कहेगा करेगा, how much our difficulties he has given me, I have forgiven. At this very moment you do, you can see the self-respect, the pride, that contentment, that अरे बाबा मैं कर पाया हूँ ये, I could forgive. What a great thing. This joy that I could forgive is million times greater than taking revenge and doing something wrong. Shama, Brahmana Lakshanam. So remember, Brahmana should have all these Lakshanas. Whoever has these Lakshanas, they are Brahmana. And whoever want to become Brahmana, they must practice these Lakshanas. The Brahmana is Shuddha Sataguni, no very close to the Lord, and through him, Paramatma only expresses. He also Brahmana, along very soon, through the grace of God, will merge in Lord or experience Lord. Shamodamastapa Shaucham Santosha Kshanti Arjavam Rujutva, the straightforwardness, no crookedness, no झूठ बोलना. जो है सो है, जो नहीं है सो नहीं है. For any of the mean benefits, you should not leave that straightforwardness and take up this wrong path of crookedness, vakrata. वक्रता में धोखा देना होता है, झूठ बोलना होता है, छुपाना होता है, ये सब. Why should all of that? रुजु आर्जव, straight, सत्य बोलना बस, जो है सो है, नहीं है तो नहीं है. One of the very important things in life where all our mistakes are maafed and we are blessed is straightforward. If you did mistake, you just accept it. And they give punishment, you go through it. It is easy for you and also the liars. In many cases, these people have done so many crimes of cheating people of crores of rupees. They give that money to lawyers and they go on making the cases so pending, wasting the life and time of so many people. But there are some people, yes, known or unknown, have done these mistakes, accepted. Whatever punishment you give, I'll take it up. It makes easy even for the lawyers also. गलती करना जितना गलत है, उसको तुरंत कबूल करके क्लियर नहीं करना, उससे डबल गलत है. Because every time after committing a crime, you are trying to protect, justify, or escape, you are adding only to the negative account. That's how in some of the cases you see. है ना, गलत करने के लिए एक पनिशमेंट मिलता है, फिर उसको छुपाने के कारण दूसरा पनिशमेंट होता है, एंड ट्राइंग टू मैनिपुलेट इट थ्रू द रॉन्ग विटनेसेस और एक पनिशमेंट. Is it not? So to err is human, we have done it, so put it in front. In front of Guru and God, at least, we must definitely be straightforward to put to them, oh Lord, this is what is me. It's not that they don't know. It is only to prove our straightforwardness. I am this way negative. I want to get out of it. This is the positive thing. I want it to. Please bless me. Such disciples are liked so much by the Guru and God. Such devotees. Bhagavan wants Rujutva. Dekho, yesterday we chanted that. You all remember in Tulsi Ramayana? मैं तो मूढ़ अधम अज्ञानी, I could not recognize you. Who are you? How did you, Lord, ask me who are you, a Brahmana Vipra? Hanumanji is asking Rama. Bhagavan says, Bhaiya, as you were, if you had come, I would have recognized you. You only came in disguise, Vakra. What can I do? See that? He himself said Rujurupa. हम दोनों ब्राह्मण के जाया, सॉरी दशरथ के जाया, राम और लक्ष्मण सीता के साथ आए, वो राक्षस ले गए हैं, हम तो अपना बताया, हु आर यू? देन पहचाने अपने स्वामी को, ये पाई पाई शरण पड़ा. देन ही आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन हनुमान जी, why didn't you recognize me? He says, you have concealed yourself in front of me. What can I do? तुम भय रूप पे दूसरे रूप में आया हो, तो मैं क्या करूं भाई? छुपा हुआ नहीं है. मोर छल छिद्र कपट नहीं भाता. Some dohas come here and there, at least 7-8 times. Chala chidra kapata is never liked by me, the Lord says. All of them is crookedness. Brahmana cannot have the, because he is taken as example by others. Whole society goes to dogs. It should go to gods by the living example of Brahmana, Arjavam, then Mat Bhaktischa. Ultimately, you may love all, you may take help from others, but your final loyalty should be only to Bhagavan. He is called as Brahmana. By having that loyalty to Bhagavan and devotion to Bhagavan, we are not reducing or compromising our attachment or love to the people. On the other hand, we are strengthening it and we are divinizing it. Without the devotion to the Lord, all our love becomes attachment. With the devotion to the Lord, all attachments become pure loves. The Lord will bless us in that way. So, Mad Bhaktischa. Please remember, मैं भक्त हूं ऐसे मानना अलग है. Knowing the lakshanas of bhakta and having them is different. In Bhagavad Gita and all Shastras, the bhakta lakshanas are given exhaustively. We must know at least some of them. Narada Bhakt Sutra ityadi. अथा तो वक्तव्याख्यास्यामः सात्वस्मिन् परम प्रेम रूपा अमृत स्वरूपा च लब्ध्वा पुमान् सिद्धो भवति मत्तो भवति आत्मा राम भवति ज्ञात्वा न किंचित् वाञ्छति न शोचति न द्वेष्टि न मते नोत्साही भवति सा न कामयमान निरोध रूपत्वात् निरोधस्तु लोकवेद व्यापार न्यासः. Some of them, if you know, that's what. At the grossest level, Bhakta is always taking the permission of Lord for doing anything, and after doing, offering everything to the Lord, and knowing that He is the giver of all results, and feeling His presence everywhere. That bhava is like the prema of the mother to the child. 24 hours her mind is tuned to. She may be fighting with her husband, she may be nagging his mother-in-law, she may be doing other works, but her mind apart is to the child. That attitude is called bhakti. Right now, when we are listening class or talking, is my mind tuned to the Lord, forgotten, I am not bhakta. If I am remembering, a Narayan, you are the one, a Gurudeva, you are the one who is making this happen. Thank you very much. A thread should always be connected to. भक्त का लक्षण है. And the highest level of bhakta, tad arpita akilacharata, tad vismarane paravyakulata. Everything I want to the Lord, even a microsecond forgotten the Lord for any reason. Paramavyakulata. How I forgot my Lord? Yathavraja gopikana. So mad bhakti, then daya. Beautiful, we already spoken. Brahmana should have daya guna. In that daya, compassion when others are in suffering or misery. Then whatever the help you can do, you should do it. Karuna is emotional feeling. Daya is actually practicing giving something to remove their dukkha. Daya. At the cost of their own comfort also, Brahmana should take care. That is daya. Daya has many ways. Brahmana himself has meager things, so monetarily he may not give. The doctors and Brahmanas, what they can give is their own talents, their own time. Doctor is talent of treatment and the time patiently to take care of the patient to make him free from that disease. So to the Brahmana with daya, understand the other's problem and search out in Shastras and see what upadesha or what anusthana should be given to him so that he is getting blessings of Lord and he is out of it. That type of daya. In one of the expression of daya is, initial expression, have patience to listen to others' dukkha. Nowadays, nobody has. Because everybody is full of dukkha. I always observe, trying to tell my dukkha to someone. Immediately they tell 10 times. Then I found this trick. Anybody tells their dukkha, you tell yours. By that what will happen? Their dukkha they forget. दिस is a लॉजिकल थिंग. आप अपना किसी को कोरोना हुआ मानो, उससे सिंपैथी हो गया, ही विल फील सो बैड. यू से 10 को है, मेरे को हो गया, मेरे को 3 बार हो गया, बोलो झूठ. ही सेज अच्छा, आई एम बेटर देन यू. दिस इज साइकोलॉजिकल गेम टू हेल्प अदर्स. झूठ नहीं है बात में, हाँ, टू हेल्प. दैट्स दया. Listen patiently. They don't any time judge others' dukkha and emotion from your spiritual sadhana or knowledge standpoint. They are not in that level. They're really suffering. Don't say कहते ये तो कुछ नहीं मत कहना, उसको वही सब कुछ है. No, they have some problem. My children are not studying. You don't give them full Vedanta. Children are born through parent, not to the parent. But don't attach. Leave them. You just come to our class. और भी नहीं पढ़ेगा वो. You should give answer to at his level only. बुलाओ बच्चे को, मैं भी बात करके देखता हूँ, बेटा ऐसी बात है, कहो. Then tell him, be practical. First you do it, then show him by practice, he will also do. So coming at their level, I also to understand their dukkha and also to give the solution of that level is called as daya. Isn't doctor's daya? With minimum treatment, with minimum expenses, he should do the maximum treatment. That's called daya. Nirdayi doctor will do what? He will share the patient with all tests and everybody. Then the patient dies only out of money, no money and all that. Nirdayi. So to Nirdaya Brahmana, he says, I'll not listen to you, I don't know what is solution. And if any Brahmana or anybody says, you are suffering because of your prarabdha, is the most cruel person. That's not a solution. That's only explanation. That should be told at the end. First to receive that pain of him. I am with you. Give me all your pain. Taken that. Then the malham, all whatever is to be applied, you did it. Toward the end you say that beta ऐसा अपने आप नहीं होता है. It is out of whatever bad we have done. Therefore, this should be a lesson. From now onwards, kaya, vacha, manasa, by thought, word and deed, let us only do good and positive to all. Such things will not come. That should be at the end of the thing we should say. Not at the time when he's coming already with dukkha and pain. These are all the qualities automatically expressed when we have one thing called as daya. Ah, what a beautiful quality. The word daya, when you say, that itself is so fulfilling. So that should be there with Brahmana. Satyam. At all costs, speaking truth and living his own intellectual truth called conviction. Satyam is intellectual value. We studied it. Conviction, after having thought very well, after heard from the Guru, the Shastra, then living up to that conviction of the intellect is called as the intellectual honesty, is equivalent to Satyam. Like doctor tells jhoot to the patient to give him the medication and treatment so that he becomes well. So he wants the patient to be healthy. That is his conviction. So he is standing on that conviction. For that he has a special courage that to accomplish thing, he may have to vocally speak some untruth. He does it. He is not considered as asatyavadi. In that case, in other case, even with mouth also, we should not speak asatya. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, nabruyat, satyam apriyam. All these mantras we must know. Clear? Satyam, next last two ones. Satyam, Brahma Prakrutaya to Imaha. All of them are the Prakritis, the natural qualities of Brahmana. And all those endowed with this, which are non-mentioned. Mean are these. Brahmana is like that. And whoever has these qualities, they are Brahmana. You want to be Brahmana? Isko badho. ये सारे values को ले आओ. You may be born in Vaishya Kshatriya, follow those rules only as long as you are alive. But inside you are already maturing to become Brahmana. Next life, Pakka Brahmana. There should be no doubt regarding in this while saying by me or while listening by you. जिस वर्ण में हम जन्म लिए उसी को आप पकड़कर साधना तो करो. लेकिन हायर वर्ण जो है उसके लिए प्रयास भी कर। क्लियर? ये हो गए ब्राह्मण लक्षण. What about the prakriti is the nature of the kshatriya? Second one, tejo balam dhrutihi shauriyam titikshaudaryam udyamah stairyam brahmanyataishwaryam kshatriya prakriti astvimah. शौर्यम तेजो धृतिर दाक्ष्यम युद्धे चाप्य बलायनम दानम ईश्वर भावश्च क्षात्रम कर्म स्वभावजम सेड इन भगवद गीता. ऑलमोस्ट सेम क्वालिटीज. दो तीन उधर है एक्स्ट्रा, दो तीन इधर है एक्स्ट्रा, दो तीन दोनों में है कॉमन. तीनों को ऐड करके दैट श्लोका दिस श्लोका which are extra here, which are extra there, which are common there, you can have full understanding about what are the Kshatra dharmas explained by Lord Himself both in Gita and Bhagavad Purana to His greatest of the disciples and Bhaktas, Arjuna and Uddhava, which has become Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad Purana. So, Tejaha. First is Teja, the ability to influence by His presence. And the more we have empowered ourselves with all the gunas and shaktis, the more we become Tejavanu. Teja. There also this word is Shauryam Tejo Dhrutirdyaksham. Here it starts for Tejaha. Then the Balam. For his work of ruling the country and serving the country, all the bala that is required he should gain. First of all, he should remove the enemy. For that, he should have physical balam. But physical balam will not be there if unless the indriya bala is there. Both of them will be there only when this manobalam is there. Manobala will be there only when the buddhi balam is there. But Indriya Mano Buddhi Adi are their personal bala. You should have also Anga Balam, you should have the Sainya Balam, you should have the Artha Balam. Like we saw in Valmiki Ramayana yesterday. What Kumbhakarna was teaching Ravana. You remember? याद है? He said three things. Samadhana Veda. When you have to do that towards anybody, you have to make the mantri sit and discuss with them. And seeing the five aspects of Angabala, Arthabala, and Prastuta Parasthiti and all of that, then with their majority or advice, you should take decision. Then throughout the time, they will be cooperating with you. If you take your own decision, तुम्हारे खुशामदी करने वाले उस तुम्हारे wrong decision को support करेंगे. No good people will support you honestly from the heart. Is it not? That's how the teaching of even the support they won't win because the proposal itself is wrong. This is how Kumbhakarna was teaching Ravana yesterday. Same thing here also. After Tejaha, Balam. All strengths we must have. As a Kshatriya, Kshatriya ka Lakshani Bala. Vag Balam also he should have. The power to come. He should train. Like that army officer. Today you saw morning, no? I saw only the cavalry, and all the horses they were there. Class challa tha hamara tho. Then when they all stood there toward the end of the program, when he gave that command, oh जोर से कितना प्राण शक्ति प्राण बल और वाक बल होना चाहिए. ऐसा थोड़ी कह सकते आर्मी कमांडर बेटा तेन सज्जे जाना है तो सज्जे जाए, खब्बे जाना है तो खब्बे, रुकना है तो रुक जा, तू थक गए तू सो जा. You can't tell them forward march. He should have bala of commanding them and bala of using their power of commanding through the speech. Vak bala, sharira bala, the entire Rajyanga bala. Ganatantra Dinotsava as today. 3 times I thought did Baba both Janaganamana and Vande Mataram. So Raja should have the entire knowledge of the constitution. That is also the Jnana Bala. And Pura Rajaniti Bala. It's a huge one, it is endless, it is. One standard guidance are given, but as the timings change, you have to keep the ultimate goal intact and you may have to change the strategies which are applicable to at that time. That improvisation a Raja should able to do. And we really have to appreciate in today's nation of ours, the Prime Minister, we are a person, we are not interested in individual, we are interested in the personality in that individual. Old orthodox, yet understanding the modernity and blending both of them. Personally also, in his attire speeches and also in taking decisions or discussion. That's what maturity. मॉडर्न मॉडर्न करके पास्ट को भूल गए कुछ लोग, पास्ट पास्ट करके अपडेट कुछ नहीं है, लोग हुए नहीं कुछ लोग. In every place is the case. What Gurudev says, all the ancient wisdom in the modern way. He tells us, you give what you want to the people, but give them the way they want. You know, the way they want you give, but give what you want, that only. You want to give Shastra Jnanam, yeah, they want in English, Hindi, ab de do. If you say, हम संस्कृत ने हम संभाषण करो हमें वक्तव्यम यच्छामि ददामि, then nobody will sit to, even these 10 will run away. So in this way, balam ho gaya. Third one is dhruti. Dhruti also value came in our one of the power series. Dhruti means patience, perseverance, dhairyata, dhirata. This pandemic time, second wave especially, how it created havoc in our nation. I tell you, not only at the governmental level, medical level, so definitely, entire Indian population was in dhruti. मैं तो एक एक भारतीय को प्रणाम करता हूँ बाबा इस विषय पे. Nobody made it a more such an issue to destroy the image of nation or create chaos. Thousands have died, lack of oxygen. But none of them made big agitations and created hangama in the government. It's all dhruti. They lost their lives, but still they had the patience. We have to salute them. And definitely the discrepancies happen at every level. And I have no right authority to say. Though very clearly we know where the things were lacking in management, administration, laziness, not taking things at right action, right time, the inadvertences. Everybody knows it. Kisko nahi pata. Where the decisions went wrong, meetings went wrong, cooperations went wrong. In such crucial moments, one wrong decision or one right decision taken but delayed by one day is enough to create such a havoc. You have seen some of the hospitals, 10 minute late oxygen cylinder आया 20 लोग मर गए 10 minute में. Those people who were living from 70-60 years, 10 minutes late oxygen cylinder came, died. It should have not happened. In foreign countries, it doesn't happen. In foreign country, people die only by prarabdha, not by human beings' mistakes. They are so particular. They value life so much. They do bhoga, but to have bhoga, they have to have life. They respect the life so much, they make all facilities. In India, we respect the God, but we take life for granted, ours and others. That's why life is not there. There's no godliness in us. Godly life also is not there in us. We have to recognize, we have to change where we are going wrong. Anyway, so topic is so big that way. What we remembered is the dhruti, the Artika Sankshobha and all. It's even some agitations that happen in India, after long deliberations and too much suffering only, bechara, they come out and do agitation, even knowing that the corona is prevalent, it inflicts. Immediately the government would also come down, discuss and madhya marg hamesha, भैया इस साल इतना अगले साल बाकी देंगे, and fulfill it. मिलकर देखो साथ ही हाथ बेटा, एक अकेला थक जाएगा, मिलकर रिजॉल्व करते रहना है. I am telling solution, but that's not the point here. Point is dhruti. Dhruti. When others insult, have the dhruti. And the health is also not so good. Take medicine, but just wait for that prarabdha to go away. What best you can do from your side? Raja should have dhruti. If he doesn't have dhruti, like you can see in the entire Ramayana, which we are studying last 10-15 days or even 1 month, so many arrows are shot by the Rakshasas on Vanara. All of them hit them. Still dhruti. Even Vanaras also hit Rakshasas. Unka bhi dhruti. And that's why maybe today on Ganatantra Divas, that new song is old, but new inclusion in our Republic Day Parade celebration, the 1962 song of Ye Mere Vatan Ke Logo. That whole song is about dhruti only, toward the end. गोली खाए गिरे फिर भी उठे, फिर 10-10 को गोली मार के फिर हमको सौंप कर वो लोग चले गए. इसलिए मेक योर आईज टियर्ड एंड रिमेंबर देम हु डाइड फॉर अस. ये मेरे रतन के लोगों, जरा आंख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी. And I add into this not only the Qurbani of army, but every field, mainly the army. They protect frontiers, they save us from all natural calamities, any emergencies. Therefore, their role is always stop. But they are not the only ones. All others, जिन्होंने कुर्बानी की अपने जीवन को सेवा में. So many millions, thousands are there. So what we said here, dhruti वाली बात, क्षत्रिय को धृति होना है. While fighting in the war, dhruti at the body level, whenever the crisis happens, patiently bringing out the nation from out of that. When the Sensex index, all that fell last year, how confident the finance ministers and all of them, they made some ideas and only withstanding over. Of course, India may everybody are that way dhruta. We are really cooperative. We have never questioned our country. When the petrol comes to India at 40 rupees, how you are charging 98, 100? धृति है. We accept it कि कुछ जरूरतें होंगे देश के लिए. In other nations, so many agitation they have. They have थोड़ा ही population, no dhruti, immediately agitation, government change. Next one, dhruti hi shauryam, shurata, parakrama, shaurya, shurata. The shurata is what? One step ahead of the enemy, both in talking and answering him, both in prayoga, you do using the weapon extra. Even when it comes to one-on-one fighting, if he gives two blows, you should know the art of defending them and give him one that he will fall. The shurata should be there. Shaurya. That shaurya also, vocal it should be. Like Hanumanji Shaurya. कि when he said कि तुम्हारा ऐसा होगा, the Ravana, Hanuman said, ulta तुम्हारा होगा. That's called shurata at the body level. He never said कि हम ऐसा मत करो, मैं तो राम ने भेजा इसलिए मैं आया. तुम्हारा सब होगा ये करके. Shauryam at the vocal level, Shauryam at the performance level, Shurata. And this Shurata again, Kshatriya ka to main quality hai, and everyone in their own fields, when they have a Shurata, they'll be successful like Kshatriya. Never give up attitude is called Shurata. Perform. These are all, each quality, makes the Lord express to us so beautifully for ourselves and others. Not using our intellect to think them, understand them, get convinced about them. We just become gulam to the mind and senses. That also of others, when they give some advertisement, some idea, we don't have value for our own life. जब तक हम अपने लाइफ को वैल्यू नहीं करते हैं, अपने व्यक्तित्व को वैल्यू नहीं करते हैं, और अपने आप को कुछ बनाना नहीं चाहते ना, we just are गुलाम. We got freedom from the Britishers, but got enslaved by our own senses and mind. When we were under them, only physically were slaves. In the mind and intellect, we are so free to do our own upasana, puja, think for our nation's freedom. So divine hi the sab. Physically we were bound, but inside we were liberated. But now we are physically free, inside so much bound that all physical freedom is licentiously misused only. Shauryam, फिर नेक्स्ट हो गया तितिक्षा. राजा शुड हैव तितिक्षा अगेन. तितिक्षा क्षमा गुण, दे गो टुगेदर. तान तितिक्षस्व भारत. All the titikshas. Forbear it. The surgeries when they happen. Titiksha. Is it not? तितिक्षा में बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. From the sukha dukkha coming to us because of the dvanda of the world, the only way to protect is to develop titiksha. गीता में स्पष्ट रूप से कहा भगवान ने, मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः आगमाः अपायिनः अनित्याः तान् तितिक्षस्व भारत. If you have a titiksha, then only you are Bharatiya. तान् तितिक्षस्व भारत. Titiksha, then audaryam. The Raja should not be miser, Udar. This is a beautiful quality. Udarata. For those who are in need, for those who are contributing, you should be Udara. Is it not? नहीं तो फिर वो लोग आपको छोड़कर और कहीं चले जाएंगे. Never, because of your miserliness, make the people who help you disappointed. then you will lose them. Udarata expresses Kshama Guna also. Udarata of giving salaries and bonuses and all, wholeheartedly, but always keeping the position of the country's finances. Not that there's no money at all in the state and begging everyone and you go on announcing all things. But these are all some things going on. We can't rule out everything, but still more matured way of Udarata. What I'm saying is not all over power mongering, but it should come from the heart. राजा उदार होना चाहिए, अपने प्रजा को क्षमा भी करे, क्षमा से उनका प्रेम पाना, फिर उनके जरूरतों को पूर्ण करके उनका प्रेम पाना. औदार्यम, उदारता, udara buddhi. The Raja every year, like today, Ganatantra, all big achievers are given Padma Shris and all. जो भी Padma Bhushan सब देना उदार. Good to see last 2-3 years, people from villages and towns, उनको बुलाकर award दे रहे हैं. Did you see the 2020 and 21 wala? That old ammas and all coming and taking Padma Shri. She doesn't know what is Padma Shri. It comes and takes. Udarata it is. You know, they were all missing. They deserve it more. Recommendation पे थोड़ी होता है यार Padma Shri and all. You should recommendation means government tells every state please recommend in these fields. That's only, but they are not recommended people. They are genuine people recommended to government. Like today I was listening to the one who got Padma Shri in Andhra. Good speaker. He was Astavadani, Shatavadani and all. I heard him once somewhere. He was nicely speaking. I was working only for the Lord. The Lord recognized. I never worked for it. Then he should have added it. It is Lord's. A true sannyasi is not a sannyasi anyway. True seekers say, how can it be awarded? It is his. He is only frightening me by giving that award, saying that you have more responsibility now. That's a little more higher way. So, Audaryam we are talking about. Okay? Then comes Udyamaha. ये उद्यम की बात अब घंटों बात करने की बात है. Udyama is a relentless effort, ceaseless effort, consistent effort, conscious effort. The moment the Raja stops his parishrama, the Udyama, yatha Raja tatha praja, entire praja follow him. If the Raja is terrorist, praja will be terrorist. Raja is bhogi, they are also bhogi. If Raja is non-working, they also will be non-working. If Raja is very intelligent, dynamic, hard-working, he becomes an example. यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवे तरो जनः. So udyamah means prayatna to expand his kingdom, prayatna to increase resources, prayatna more and more to make people more and more comfortable and happy. In what way the entire nation's beauty can be increased? That's called udyama. In this aspect, I really appreciate China. Entire nation of people of 145 crores, whatever, and the leadership, udyama. Some loopholes are there of selfishness and all that. ठीक है, अब कुछ भी नहीं तो सब बाबा ही बनेंगे रिमेंबर. They will not be. You know, well, like we point out some non-positive things in our prime minister and all. भाई ये सब नहीं है तो why will he become politician? He will go and become a sannyasi only. Don't look a sannyasi in him. He is only a politician. Otherwise, he will not be there. As a politician, he is all having great lakshanas of sadhu sannyas. You appreciate that. So the udyama aspect of working hard. You know, how my praja are freed from all inflictions, dukkha. Always. दुख निकाल दो, कंफर्टेबल बनो, सुखी बनाओ और उनको प्रयोजक बनाओ. The three things, the four things that a raja should do for the praja, it came in one of the shlokas earlier. Rakshita. First, he should protect them. Vrittidaha. Second, he should give them employment. Third, take the kara from them, the taxes, and help them in developing all the comforts and luxuries. And most importantly, he himself should be dharmika and bhakta so that he guides all of them. Kushyate yasya nagare rangayatra dine dine tamaham shirasa vande rajanam kulashekaram. They are all great kings who are devotees also. Entire kingdom in their time. Like our Sri Krishna Devaraya and all these great kings. They were rulers, they were dharmic, they were prajapremi, they were more than all the devotees of the God. वो क्वालिटी यहाँ नहीं आएगा, आएगा कि नहीं देखेंगे हम। एक आ जाएगा, देखेंगे। उद्यम तो आप सुन लो आज। उद्यम, हार्ड वर्क। उद्यम, उद्यमेन हि सिद्ध्यन्ति कार्याणि न मनोरथैः न हि सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशन्ति मुखे मृगाः। Lion may be a king of jungle with all power, but if he doesn't get up and chase, the deer will not come. Lion दादा आप बैठ गए हो, आने रहा, मैं ही आऊंगा, मुझे खा लेना। No deer comes for the lion for its prey. नहीं सिंह सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशन्ति मुखे मृगाः। मृगा विल नॉट कम एंड सिट एंड मेक द लायन ईट। मतलब जहां हम बैठे वहां खाना नहीं आता। The two quotations I like. This one shloka in Sanskrit, other one English. Lord has given food to every bird in this world, but not in its nest. It will have to go and find. That go and find is called Udyama. It is everybody's quality, mainly the Raja. Nirantara, Raja should not sleep actually. Only he should hand over kingdom to his children, then he has right to do sadhana. Then also he should not sleep. As we said, if Raja sleeps, every prosperity of the nation sleeps. And you and I, because of all TV, everything, if you drop all the nonsense of entertainment, look into what is happening in the various countries. The highly developed countries falling down, lowly developed countries developing countries developed. Kaisa ho raha hai? You can see all because of the leadership, their udyama, their policies. That is very interesting, very beautiful. That is the best blessing of a country is a great leader. Again, if we all deserve, we get good leaders if you select them. But that leader, whoever may be, Udyama. Then one more we say, Sthairiam. Sthairiam means sthirata. Sthirata. Asthira nahi hona hai Raja. Confused nahi hona hai. Keep on changing all his policies, shuffling government every 2 months or the cabinet and all. नहीं, उनके ऊपर थोड़ा आस्था रखो, स्थिर रहो. Sthirata will come only when you are convinced. Conviction comes only when you have authentic thinking. Think authentically from the Shastra and from the guidance of elders from the past experiences. Be convinced about it, then there is Sthirata. Sthairiam is the quality of Raja. Then comes a Brahmanyata. The Raja should have the deep devotion, faith in the Brahmanas. Because they are a powerhouse, just like in the physical, financial way, the Raja is a powerhouse. For all the divinities, Brahmana is powerhouse. Therefore, Brahmanyata is the devotion to those Brahmanas in both way, for his own personal guidance, for his own life as well as to rule the kingdom. Secondly, making use of the presence of all the Brahmanas to spread the divinity in the country. In this aspect, our present government has utterly failed. Indian government. They have never valued Brahmanas the way it has to be done. For various reasons, all is a secular country, others will oppose. So many religions are there in our nation. आप कुछ भी कहो, हिंदू ब्राह्मणों को जो होना था आपके प्रेजेंस में नहीं हो रहा. अब आपके प्रेजेंस में नहीं हो रहा तो दूसरों का तो इमेजिनेशन नहीं हो सकता. You have to take that risk. You have to take that risk of promoting all the Brahmanas, educate, giving them all the what do you say, freedoms so that they serve better. Not political again. In Bengal, election आता है, ब्राह्मणों को कुछ दे, आधा एकड़ जमीन दे दिया और एक घर मुफ्त में दे दिया. ब्रह्मण्यता राजा. Not secretly again. In that regard, the Telangana is better. यहाँ का देव डरता नहीं. If he wants to do, he will do. ये governmental program only he does under supervision of Brahmanas. Guts है. Good. That protects. In other state, neighbor one, all temples Brahmanas are made foodless. Therefore, such a big curse without giving. Whole government is gone. No, these are all, we can't debate them because we are weak in our discussion. These are not debatable things. They have to be understood, caught. If that sensitivity is not there, the debate becomes an argument and it becomes an issue and it becomes bitter. It creates more problems. If in India, whatever lakhs and lakhs of Brahmanas are there, if the government takes them into confidence and gives them proper facilities and requests them, study all Vedas and give all us proper policies for the entire world's growth, both financially, both medically, as well as power wise also, and spiritually, morally, they will bring it out, no? If they are requested for the nation's sake, you globe's sake, please find out what are the upasanas that are mentioned. Let us do that. देखो दैव शक्ति अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांड को चलाने वाले भगवान में अनंत शक्ति है. But this one Prithvi for India, for its development, do you think the Lord is miser not to give? We are not asking him because the askers are Brahmanas, but we are not promoting them. Any Gram or any of the Desha, if Brahmanas suffer, the entire nation goes into Arishtata. Like, that day when Ramji was telling to Shabariji, Bhakta Lakshanas and all, जो मेरे से भी ज्यादा ब्राह्मणों को भक्ति करता है वो मुझे ज्यादा प्यारा है. तुलसी रामायण वेरी क्लियरली भगवान से मोसे अधिक ब्राह्मण पूजा. तो ब्रह्मण्यता is Shastra Lakshana. Because if Kshatriya doesn't respect Brahmana, where will he go, Brahmana Vichara? He will only rely on the Lord. Lord will remove the Kshatriya then. और एक ले आएगा. And Brahmana also should follow the above qualities, as said in the earlier sloka. Then next, Aishwaryam, the Ishwarata, the power to rule. Then Kshatra Prakrayata to Imaha. These are the Lakshanas of Kshatriyas. These two words, last two we missed, tomorrow we'll touch them. Then we will see the Vaishya Shudra Lakshana and the Antevasai Lakshanas will be told. Antevasai, uske baad common Lakshanas of all the four Varnas will be told. Then 22nd onwards, the Ashramas are taken up. The first of ashrama is brahmacharya. Beautiful instructions. We'll just go through them. Itna explanation शायद जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. But then wherever required we touch upon. Thank you Sarvam. Sri Krishna Chandra Charanarindharmanastu. Today on the day of Republic Day, we pray all Bharatiyas become greatly patriotic, learn the only important art of living in minimum, thus increase the resources of the nation which can be invested for the total development, military development, financial development, other things, which in turn should be helpful for the whole nation, whole world. भारत देश पूरे विश्व को मदद करने के लिए ऐसे शक्तिशाली बनना है. तो as Gurudev says, producing more than what we consume. I add one more sentence to that, कि living in minimum also. Let us not be lavish. Let's live in minimum what's required. When we learn the art of living minimum, we will be a great contributor to the nation. So today that commitment we'll take, and we pray to Bharata Mata to empower us with all Bharatiyatas, all the samskara, so that we become the Suputa of the Bharata Mata. And we respect, we love, Bhagwan, any number of lives you may give for our sadhana, maybe be born in Bharata Varsha only as Sanatana Dharmi. Nothing greater than this. Only one thing greater than is Parabrahma Tattva. That's it. Thank you. See you in 5 minutes in our Valmiki Ramayana Hindi. धन्यवाद.